Alright, what's up fellas? Welcome back to the channel. It's Marine Velvet. Today I want to go over with you the different reforged CTPs in World Boss Legends and in their comparison to when the stat isn't activated. So with Judgement, it's more of like a type amplification. With Transcendence, it's more of it's like beatdown, but it's way less damage, obviously. Destruction has something called Strike, which is increased by concentration. Concentration is also very, very important in increasing your attack as well. And the beatdown that we're gonna focus on is on the reforged CTP of energy. So the characters we're gonna use are Taskmaster, Supergiant, Gambit in one team, and this team here that I'm gonna use with Beta Ray Bill, I'm gonna test Destruction on him and compare his damage between when Strike is activated and when it isn't activated. So I decided to do Knull because it's easier to identify. So I hit him here, and it takes about 8 bars, which is pretty good considering that it's stage 9. And not too long ago, I was struggling to do stage 9 with most of my toons, but ever since I got Pierce, it's been a lot easier. My Pierce, unfortunately, is only at 6%. So I hope to increase that. But GBR is so boring. But I hope to increase that with GBR. So here you can see Beta Ray Bill, he only does around 4 bars there. So with Destruction Strike reforged only to Mighty, he's already doing double the damage with all of his skills combined. So that's 5, cancel 3, cancel shield, the shield skill, and into 6. Now, could he do better with Judgement? That I'm uncertain about. But I remember I used Judgement with Thor with his Herald Uni, and it didn't do as much damage as I would have hoped. Even though you can maintain your damage for 5 whole seconds, it still didn't do as much as I would have hoped. Whereas Destruction, it still does decent damage on the lower stages of World Boss Ultimate, and he's a great support for Beta Ray Bill, who does most of my damage. Now, I was going to talk about other topics, such as the survey that Marvel Future Fight made, and I had tried to make it as clear as possible what they needed to fix in Timeline. Now, I know that there's many other changes that should be fixed, such as GBR added stages and increased difficulty, and you know, better gameplay, more content. But I discussed mostly the timeline battle bugs that they need to fix immediately, such as when you're using a physical attack character and, for example, Hulk, his 5th skill shoots down helicopters, and that damage lingers for a considerable amount of seconds. And when you switch to Colossus just stands there and kills you. That glitch needs to be fixed because it's unfair. And then I had mentioned the stun glitch in a previous video, which needs to be fixed. And I had mentioned the crystal rewards that need to be fixed. And I had mentioned the restrictions, because they should restrict Doom and Sentry, in my opinion, at least twice a month. Because that would create more diversity. I think they should be banned together. Especially to get the Eternals more you know, publicity. I mean, where else can they be used? Gilgamesh is purely a PvP character. You can see in his skills. Gilgamesh I'll fight in a future video, and I'll make possibly a consistency video against him, because I found some weaknesses against him with like blasts and universals, like Doctor Strange does well, Silver Surfer does well. There's a couple others, but I'll test him more in the coming videos. So I'm finishing this fight. I actually am proud that this team is able to beat stage 9, and it's definitely because of my Pierce that I've added, but I obviously need to add more because my cards are awful. They have awful stats. Net Marble RNG, baby. So Beta Ray Bill, he was able to do basically double the damage when Strike was activated. 8 bars when it was activated, 4 bars when it wasn't, which is a very significant difference. Now I'm going to be testing Super Giant and Gambit with their reforged CTPs. They both have Mighty. So as you can see, movement has the bar meter go up, and then with Super Giant I use, and this rotation's crazy, 5 cancel shield, cancel 2, cancel 4, cancel 6, cancel 3. And I can sometimes pull 7 bars to 8. And then with Gambit, I at first use 3 cancel 6, and I think it took around 3.5 bars without the use of beatdown. But when I use Super Giant with the type amplification versus without, there's not much of a difference at all. And I think it's because the typing doesn't affect the universals, I would guess. But with Gambit, however, Gambit, there's an extra bar of damage versus when beatdown isn't activated. So if Gambit did 3 bars without beatdown, with beatdown he would do about 4 bars. So I'd say his damage is increased by like what, 20 to 25%, maybe 33%, and it's because of how much Pierce I have in addition to what it adds. So it says it adds 4% more Pierce, so it would make sense why that damage would be increased by that much, given that I'm also playing stage 9. So there's other interesting tactics that I found in the World Boss Legend. You can just run around the map with Gambit and just use 5 until the next stage, so Knull never activates his blobs, and it's actually quite funny. I think it could probably save you time. Like I said before, the way that you activate beatdown, strike, and type amplification in these reforged CTPs is by movement. So the quicker that you move around your analog stick, the quicker the meter is going to go up. Another thing that upsets me about Super Giant is that she's very limited with her distance. So if you go too far from the boss, she doesn't activate all her skills. You can't cancel all her skills. They need to fix that. and they need to fix her 6th because her 6th is really limited with distance. If you're too far, the skill will just not activate at all. Another tactic I found is that you could switch when he's doing this part of the fight, and he won't change the trajectory of his attack. He'll just keep it the same. So I beat this stage pretty easily at stage 9. Probably could have done better, but basically with Judgement, the difference is mostly in PvP. Or if you're facing somebody like Mephisto, who's a blast, it could benefit. Whereas Energy Reforged, the damage is increased by like around 25% to around 33%, but that's mighty. So when you get it higher, it'll probably be raised to like 50%. So that's basically my 2 runs, guys. I'm going to be doing more content on other parts of the game as well, and I'm going to be making more timeline videos. I'm just going to give you a brief look at my cards to see what they look like. And you can see that like the RNG really screwed me. And it's interesting because I have to get more premium cards to re-roll these stats. So hopefully I get lucky when I re-roll them, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to get those premium cards. I may gamble once or twice, but we'll see. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the future videos that are coming up, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.